Take a walk with me to the dark side, where the spirits are archived on the far side, shadows with dark eyes and creatures that tell lies.
Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Ghosts. I am your host, SunRaye. So today I have a special guest, Angel, on today. She's going to tell us about her ghost. Side note, if you are listening to this on Spotify, you are not going to be able to hear my side of the interview because unfortunately during recording issues it did not pick up my mic. But if you are watching on YouTube, I will put in like subtitles so you guys know what I said. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and yeah, keep it creepy.
Hello, my name is Angel, and I have had a ghost for probably about 3 years. And I'm pretty sure that it came from when I was working at one of the Maverick gas stations that I worked at. The one on 112th in Colorado, like not that far from me. I worked the graveyard there. So graveyard there is like you're by yourself. There's nobody else there with you. So you're responsible for like everything, back of house, front of house, registers, like everything. Okay, so one time our doorbell broke. So you know when you walk into someplace, ding dong. So our doorbell broke, and I'm like, okay, you guys got to figure out like something because like I'm in here by myself and I never know when somebody comes in. It's nighttime. I never know when someone's coming in. I could be washing dishes in the back, not knowing that someone's there until you hear someone at the Cinnabon counter. Hello, is anybody there? Like the first time, oh, here I got something. So they gave us like a little bell, the little like hotel bell. So they told me they're like, oh, but you can't use it, and I'm like, well, then how am I supposed to know when somebody's at the register? Like I know someone's at the register. So I'm like, well, I'm using it, so I would use it. Okay, so there was a time where I was locking up the beer case. Like Mavericks open 24/7, but we don't sell alcohol 24/7. So I went to go lock it, and then I hear ding, 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 and I turn around thinking I'll be right there. There was nobody there, and I'm like, okay, maybe I thought I heard the bell dinging. So I go back to my business, working, and I remembered that we sold these M&M like candy novelty fans. They were purple and yellow, and I have OCD, so like the color scheme was off. Like the yellow was mixed with the purple, so I was like, I don't like the way that I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna coordinate everything. So I put, the yellow with the yellow, the purple with the purple. And then this happened to me probably like 2 to 3 times in one shift where I kept coming and finding that they were mixed up again. And I'm like, the first time, like, okay, wait, didn't I just reverse those? Like, am I going? No, it happened to me like 2 to 3 times in the one shift. And I was like, what is going on here? And there was more than one occasion where I heard that bell and there was nobody there. And I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And so then I remembered like talking to one of the managers that came in, and she's like, you're not the first person who has told me something about like the ghost. And I'm like, really? And so it wasn't really long enough like to poke around into the whole story, but I remember telling Annie about it, and I'm pretty sure that this is where my ghost had came from. So she's like, um, I want to ask them. And I'm like, well, go ahead. I'm like, I don't know if they will know. It depends how long they've been there, if they've heard stories. I don't know if it's their daytime, nighttime. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna ask. And she asked, and one of the girls was like, yeah, I've heard about that. And I was like, "Hmm." I didn't have much time to talk to her because they were busy and we were skipping out. But I was just like, really? And so, like, strange things in my house would happen. Like, when my son was little, he used to sit under the dining room table and just talk and play with something. So, kids sometimes they just, do that. But it was just really strange. This was the only place that he literally was like having a conversation with somebody. I I don't know, and I've never felt like a weird or like bad vibe here. Just strange shit happens. Like my niece's tablet was plugged in on the counter, and I know it was nowhere near the edge of the counter to fall off. Day when we were all sitting there, and all of a sudden we heard this like boom, like something fell on the floor. And it's like, what was that? I went to the kitchen, and her tablet's on the floor in the kitchen in the middle of the floor, and the cord is attached to it. So it's like like it's one from the port, and then it fell. So I'm like, okay, if it fell off, the cord would fall out of the tablet before it hit the whole entire cord. But yeah, it's like, what was that? And it fell. And so there was one time where nobody was home. And I came home and one of my cookie jars was broken. Like I have this set of like mushroom cookie jars. So like one has flour, sugar, salt, whatever. So the one that oh, I had cookies in this one, just my son's little cookies. It was off the counter. And it was like off the counter, like backwards. Like if it was too close to the edge of the counter, and then it had hit the top of a clear tote, and then the force didn't make sense because if it had fallen backwards or just tipped backwards, it wouldn't have broke like that. It landed on a clear plastic tote, but the lid, I mean, that's and the distance isn't that far. It's not like a huge drop. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense, like how it broke. Like it broke into like a whole bunch of pieces. Like you would expect it to have broke like when it hit the floor. Like if it rolled off the lid and then hit the floor and broke. That would make sense. But no, it broke before it even hit the floor. I'm like, yeah, it was really weird. I was like, what is going on here? And so then it's like we always hear strange things in the house. Like we always hear like things falling. Like I'll go into the kitchen and it's like the other day I was standing there and I was putting away dishes and washing up dishes, and all of a sudden all the plates out of the cabinet come falling out right next to me, and I'm like, whoa, hey, what happened? All the plastic plates came down the cabinet. The cabinet was open because I'm putting dishes away and my hand was nowhere near there, and all the plates just came tumbling out. Like I have those um the paper plate holders, like things you put a paper plate on. So I have some of those and then like my regular plates. And so I have it stacked so that they're not off balance, so that they don't fall out. And here they all came falling out. I was like, what happened? Everything. My husband goes, happened. I said, yeah, the plates came sliding out. There's the time that I was in the bathroom and my child's little urinal next to me decides to flush. And I'm like, what is going on? It's got a little pretend flusher, just makes flushing sounds. And it's usually it's not like motion activated. You push the little lever like you're flushing it and it'll make a sound. And so I'm sitting there flushing and I'm like, what is going on? I'm sitting here minding my own business. I get zero privacy from the children, from the not so children. And so then the other night, my husband had an experience with it for the first time by himself. He was sitting in the living room chilling. He likes to stay up all night 'cause he's used to working nights. So he was up having him some beers and just drinking, and everyone else was in bed. Everyone was asleep. And he said that everything came off of the dresser. And so he said that everything came flying off of the dresser. And I was like, holy cow. That's what I think it came from, because I don't know where else. I just know that at that place I was experiencing some strange happenings. Like four, like three, well, like 3 or 4, because I worked at Maverick Stadium like before he was a year, and he's 4.5, so about 3 years. And here about 5 years, just over 5 years. We weren't up here very long before he came along. Yeah, so I don't know where else it would have come from, because like where we were at before we moved here, nothing strange happened. And when we first moved here, like there was no strange happenings. Like my sister was asking him one time like about it, and she's like, "Is it a boy or girl?" And he said it's a boy. And then she's like, "Is it nice or is it mean?" And he's like, "It's nice." Well, I guess I learned that the daycare school that my son goes to, I guess, is haunted. They were telling me about it. So they were telling me that I guess it's a little girl, and that I guess it's someone who used to go there. I don't know how long this facility has been there, but that it's someone who used to go there. That and I'm like, how weird. They said that they hear things and like see things when the kids are napping. And I'm like, they were telling me that I guess a parent who happened to be driving by had seen like children hanging on the back of like one of the teacher's vehicles. And they said that they took a picture of it and sent it to her, and she said you could see like shadows, and it was like kids hanging onto the back of her car. Yeah, that's like all they said, and I'm like, can I know some more? I need some more information. Yeah, it was crazy wild. I was like, what?